Just another quick review. Just finished reading this fantastic book. I had to get it on here, guys. You gotta go and pick this one up. This is a winner. This is really cool. I loved it from start to finish. As always, you know, I get these good books and I feel I have to tell you about them. You know, this one's really cool. It's got everything I want in it. You know, it's relatable. It's real life. You know, obviously it's a fiction book, but it's deep. It's philosophical. You know, it's everything that I look for in a book. And it's by this author called Murakami. Now, I never heard of this guy before. I actually got turned on to him by a friend of mine. And the book's called The Colorless Tsukuru Tazaki. So, you know, it's obviously Japanese. I don't speak Japanese. The book's in English. And his years of pilgrimage. So that's quite important to remember. The book is, this is the front cover, Colorless Tsukuru Tazaki. Colorless is quite important because that plays a key part in the role, in the book. And I loved it. I mean, everything I looked for in a book, it was there. It was deep, it was insightful, it was real life. Talk about real issues, and it had so much philosophy in it, you know, so much to learn. Now, when you're reading a book like this, and this is what I've figured out, when you're reading a book like this, sometimes you've got to look through the words and look at the subtext of what the author's trying to say. And in this book, there was a lot of, you know, you can see a lot of pain in there. You can see a lot of his journey, his personal journey, or the personal journey of people he's been around. And he's really put that into his writing, you know. The main guy, the main protagonist is Tsukuru. He grows up, he doesn't feel particularly special, and he develops a close bond with 4 other friends. They all come together, 2 girls, 2 boys, and they form this group of 5. This group of 5, the chemistry is off the chart, you know, they're really good friends. But in this group of 5, the other 4 members all have colours in their names. So the colourless thing comes in again. And this guy, Tsukuru, he doesn't have a colour. And that's what makes him, he feels to himself, you know, oh, I'm not, you know, special. All these guys have talents. You know, all these guys are special and I'm not special. You know, I don't have any distinguishing personality traits, which is something we can all relate to. We've all been there at one point in time, you know, we've all felt a little bit insecure, or we've all looked at other people and thought, you know, they have talents that we don't. However, there's a twist of events. I'm not going to do any spoilers. You've got to read it, you know, that's up to you. I loved it. I'm gonna get all the other books that this guy's written, you know, just because I thought that it was so deep and philosophical. However, there is another twist of events. So he goes off to college, and then one day, about 6 months later, he comes back and he wants to hook up with his friends. Of course, you know, he missed them. He hasn't seen them for a while. But when he tries to get hold of them, they're nowhere to be seen. He can't get hold of them on the phone. They won't answer his calls. He can't find them anywhere. Eventually, he gets hold of one of the guys, and the guy tells him flatly, "We don't want to speak to you again. We don't want to speak to you again." Now, for this lead character, for this protagonist, it's like someone's ripped away his soul. You know, he spirals into depression. He doesn't eat for about a year. He loses so much weight. His face, his body physically changes. And then gradually the story is of how he pulls himself out of this depression. You know, what his rationales are behind it. He doesn't ask any questions. He doesn't say, you know, why are you not talking to me again? He just internalizes everything and then has to build himself up from a very low place. And that was fascinating. You know, some of the stories that came out, some of the philosophical anecdotes, brilliant. You know, you'll really relate to it. Everyone's been at a point in time where they felt low, you know. But if you look, sometimes with these books, you've got to look behind the text to the subtext of what the author's trying to say, and imagine what the author's the message he's trying to convey. And this book's one of those books where the author really does a good job of line a really powerful subtext underneath the text. Really philosophical. Everyone can relate. I loved it. Anyway, the rest of the book is he goes on this journey. It's not a long journey. It's not like one of these where he goes through Tibet or anything like that, you know, and gets mystical. You know, he just goes on a, you know, he's inspired by this woman he meets. And this is 15 years later to find out exactly what happened between him and his friendship group. So he goes on this journey, and he ends up going at one point in time to Finland, which is really quite, you know, magical for me, simply because I spent 6 months in Finland. One of my best friends is Finnish. I love the country, I love the people. So he goes from Japan to Finland, which when I read that, I was blown away. You know, some of the things I related to about the country, I loved about the country, he mentions in the book. Anyway, he finds out what's wrong. It's a real coming of age situation. I suggest you go and get the book, you know, hit it up, give it a good read and see what you think. You know, really powerful stuff, guys. I loved it. I'm going to get the books. Beautiful day in England. Just wanted to give you this quick book review and let you know that this book, Murakami, this guy's a Jedi, this guy's a G, you know, definitely pick it up. You won't regret it. You'll love it. You'll pick up all the rest in the series that I'm going to do. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening again. Leave anything in the comments below, any books you want me to review, and I will. Have a great journey. See you soon. Bye.